Hey, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to answer a subscriber's question. He asked me for my thoughts on the Russian mob. So I think most people probably don't even encounter them. Most people living in America, they seem to be concentrated in only one or two areas of the country, one of which is very near to me in Brooklyn, where I also had business to be there for myself. So I have encountered these people going back many years, 20 plus years. And in my experience, as far as it goes for me, I've never had any problem whatsoever with them. I've never had any reason to think bad about them. They've always been very respectful to me. I think part of the reason is they appreciate the fact that I can drink. You know, I've heard it said many times, just in referring to any American, they think that Americans can't hang with them when it comes to drinking. I happen to be able to drink a lot and do drink a lot myself. Nothing to be proud of, but in this case, that opened the door where these guys looked at me a little different automatically. Another thing that we have in common is my fondness for Russian women. I've always liked Russian women. I continue to. I appreciate them, that their culture is different than that of ours, so they treat their men much differently than an American woman would. So that's just a personal preference, but because of that and what I said earlier, never had any issue with them. I've always gotten along. They've been very respectful to me. I can't say that that'll be the case for everybody. You know, to another person, maybe they're not like that. I do know that they are very violent under certain circumstances, but that could be said about every fucking group of people, of criminals especially. So who gives a fuck about that? It's never been towards me. And I can also say that they typically only fuck with other Russians. So they don't really fuck with anybody else outside of their nationality. So if they are going to be committing crimes or doing bad things to civilians, generally speaking, it's going to be to other Russians. It's not going to be to Americans. They don't fuck with people randomly. I do know that they are involved in all types and different aspects of crime. But again, we're talking about criminal groups here, so let's just put that fact aside for now. On a personal level, I have nothing at all bad to say about them. I know a lot of Americans have this thing about Russians for some reason. I think it's propaganda through the media, especially going back decades, where they think Russian people are bad. I happen to love Russian people. Like I said before, with the women, it's self-explanatory. I get along so well with them. For whatever reason, Russian women happen to like me also, but with the men also. I've always had a mutual respect with them. Never had any problem. They've never tried to fucking disrespect, take advantage, never tried to push me around, nothing like that. So they pretty much stay to themselves, and I can respect how they act and how they carry themselves in that regard, that they're not just fucking with anybody and making victims out of random innocent people. All right, so to you guys out there who may be one of those Americans who thinks badly about Russians, I would ask you, why? What is the real reason that you think that, other than the bullshit that you've been told? Because in my experience, I have no problem with the Russian mob, and I have no problem with Russian people at all. So share your thoughts, please, guys, and I'll comment and answer as always. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.